Okay, am I the only one who just kind of realized that I sort of relate to the character Crybaby in her movie? If you don't know who Crybaby is, I would recommend going and watching all her music videos by Melanie Martinez. It's basically a character of Melanie Martinez. That was very loud. My dad just sneezed and it was a dad sneeze. Okay, anyways. It's basically this character she created to represent her real self, but a bunch of other problems, and basically her creative way of showing things, which I think is really cool, and I really like Melanie Martinez. So, um, but there are a few scenes in her movie that she made on YouTube that I genuinely relate to. Like, for example, the wheels on the bus scene. I am the crybaby because everyone is throwing things at me, everyone's attacking me. The bus is probably the most chaotic day of my middle school. So I was always told middle school's gonna be horrible. Middle school's gonna be bad. And my mother and father were always like, oh, don't believe them. It's gonna be great. Well, I have been proven right to this day. Now, I don't mean to scare you if you're like going into middle school or anything. It's not that bad. It's just I personally had a really bad experience. And most people who you hear that middle school is horrible from had a bad experience. And my middle school isn't over. So still got a little while to go. Summer is coming up though. But the bus, I don't ride it in the afternoons anymore, except for because my sister picks me up. But when she has work or has to do something else, I have to ride the bus. And I also have to ride it in the mornings. And it's just so chaotic because people are throwing things, arguing, fighting. So let me give you 2 examples of how chaotic my bus is. One day I was sitting down and, well, it was my birthday. I was going home. I was so happy that I was finally going home from the school day, and people were throwing, I think they were rocks. I tell everybody they're rocks. So I'm going to say rocks. But I'm going to be so honest with you. I don't know what those things were. If they were like rocks or paper, I couldn't tell. But I definitely felt like they were rocks. They were throwing rocks at my head. They didn't know it was my birthday, but it genuinely quite hurt. A second example, we had to get assigned seats after that, but our bus driver never gave it to us. He just kind of gave us recommendations to where to sit. And he assigned me to the person, not going to say names. He didn't really assign. So I was not there the day, but people told me that he was telling everybody in the sections, not the seats, the sections where they sit. Not that anybody was paying attention, but my friend sure was. And she told me about this. She told me I should sit around the middle, close to the back section to avoid all the drama and the craziness that was going on with the 6th graders in the front. Because there's less drama with the 8th graders and the 7th graders in the back. So, yeah. I tried to go over there. But this guy who causes most of the problems and is definitely public enemy number 1 in my household, because I talk really bad about him. He also knows where I live. He plans to demolish my house. But, okay, so after I finish my story, I'm going to tell you something really fun. Because he's not the smartest. He had to sit there too. And he had some beef with this other kid, not speaking names, and they started fighting. My brother is so stupid. He laughs while watching these things. He is literally a devil from hell. He has no patience. But he was watching these. They literally collapsed onto me. My head was banging against the glass. I was in so much pain. It was horrible. But like I told you, he's this kid who's trying to ding dong into my house. So we have this bush that kind of curves around the front of my house. So we have these bushes, one that curves around, and there's a place where you can walk in, walk up, and you'd enter my front door. He saw the bush. He was like, "Oh, I can't get in there." So he's going around to everyone, and he's telling people my address. And 2, he's saying that he couldn't get in. I'm so emo because I have a bush covering my front door. Okay, 1, I don't know how I would have control over that because I'm the child in this house, so I don't know why I'm emo. So there's an entrance. He's just too stupid to be able to walk around and get to the front door of my house. I never said he was the smartest. Why would I say that? I hate him. Actually, quite recently, he's like stopped being as annoying, but it's just kind of boring now. I have no one to make beef with. Not that I like do that every day. It used to happen every day though, and it doesn't happen anymore. It's kind of boring. But there's another scene in the Calico movie that I really related to. So, the teacher's pet. Now, if you watch the movie, that is definitely one of the less inappropriate parts, and it is teacher's pet. The meaning is not child appropriate, but it's not okay. And my first period teacher, okay, he's not actually like that, but he does it as a joke. He flirts with the students, he spreads rumors with the students, and I'm probably one of the only people who genuinely sees a problem in this. Some other people have, and I really want to tell somebody, but a big problem in our school. We tell somebody something because we genuinely see a problem in it, we get called a snitch for eternity. It's crazy. So, yeah. And then the last scene, the dance scene in the movie, a similar thing happened to me. I was with my friends and we were hanging out because there was like a party for people who got honors roll, which means you got really good grades, and I was there, I was eating my donut, and me and my friends were hanging out, right? And in this case, I kind of wasn't crybaby. So my friend had a plan. She kept telling everybody when this happened, she was going to come in before and she was going to destroy all the donuts so nobody could get any. She ended up not doing it and coming in and getting a donut for herself, but instead she decided to destroy all our donuts. It was so annoying. So the next day, all my friends were like, "Hey, Mariella, I was not supposed to say my real name. Whoopsies. Pretend you did not hear that." Hey, Teddy, can you go and buy us some donuts? I'm like, no, and they're like, great, thanks. So they genuinely expected me to bring in donuts, and I didn't. Because why was I gonna give them donuts? And so everyone started yelling at me, getting real angry at me because I didn't bring in donuts. And it kind of felt like how Crybaby felt in this situation. But my friend was also kind of like Crybaby in this situation. So it was kind of mixed emotions. Why would I need to bring in donuts if you all were planning on having the first ones destroyed so nobody would get them in the first place? Why are you so angry now that they were actually destroyed? So yeah. I've given my take on a few situations, and comment on this below if you're comfortable with sharing a few situations from the movie that you felt the same yourself, and maybe I'll talk about them in a video. Maybe. Or maybe I'll just be too lazy. Alright, see you.